Welcome to my channel, Wendy's Kooky Crochet Tutorial. In this video, I am going to make this super cute little cat-eared basket. I embroidered the little nose and mouth and whiskers on the little cat. And this little basket has handles, which makes it super cute. I can't wait to put little things in it. And what you're going to need to make this is you're going to need yarn, and I have just a worsted weight 4 yarn here, and you're going to need 2 different colors. I used pink, and then I also used white, and again just a worsted weight 4 yarn. You are going to need your 5mm crochet hook. You're going to need 3 stitch markers, scissors, and your yarn needle if you want to do the embroidery of the nose and whiskers and mouth. And having a stitch counter or a round counter is probably going to be really handy also. What you're going to need to make this cute little basket is you're going to need some yarn, and this is just a worsted weight 4 yarn. I'm using my 5mm crochet hook. You're going to need scissors, stitch marker, and you're also going to need maybe a stitch counter if it helps you to use one of those. So let's get started crocheting our cute little basket, guys. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to start by chaining 2. So I'm going to make my slip knot, obviously. So let me make my slip knot, and I'm going to chain 2. So 1, 2, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to work into the second chain from the hook, but I'm going to turn it. So this is my back bump right here. So I'm turning it so I have this back bump exposed, and then I'm going to, in that back bump, I'm going to make 8 single crochets. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 1 more. 8. So now I'm going to count just to make sure I know which one I'm starting in. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and number 8 is lodged under here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm not going to join. I'm just going to work in continuous rounds. Let me grab that number 8 down there. This could be a little bit hard to work into because it's kind of hidden. Alright, there I go. Now on this round number 2, I'm going to do 2 single crochets in each stitch, and I'm going to mark the first stitch that I made. So I made 1, and then round number 2 will have a total of 16 stitches. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Alright, so round number 2 had 16 stitches in it. So for round number 3, we're going to do 2 single crochets in our first stitch. So let me mark the first stitch yet again, and then we're going to do 1 single crochet in the next stitch. So we're going to do 1, now 2 single crochets in the first stitch, and then 1 single crochet in the next stitch, and we're going to repeat that all the way around. In this row or round, we'll have a total of 24 single crochets. And my favorite color is pink. That is why I decided to do this in pink. But of course, you use your favorite color, whatever color you like. And for mine, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make something that I can put my little stitch markers in so I don't lose them all the time, because let me tell you guys, I lose stitch markers like nobody else. Alright, so that was round number 3. Round number 4, I'm going to do 2 single crochets in the first stitch and then 1 single crochet in the next 2 stitches. And then I'm going to repeat that all the way around. So there's 1, 2 single crochets in the first stitch, and then 1 single crochet in the next 2 stitches. And again, I'm just going to repeat that all the way around. 2 single crochets in one stitch, and then 1 single crochet in the next 2 stitches. And this round, round 4, will have a total of 32 stitches. Alright, so that was my round number 4. So round number 5, I'm going to have 2 single crochets in the first stitch. So let me do 1 and mark it. And then 1 single crochet in the next 3 stitches. And I'm just going to repeat that all the way around, and round number 5 will have a total of 40 stitches. Remember guys, if you're liking this video, please subscribe to my channel. It would really mean the world to me, and like this video for later. Alright, so now we've got 40 stitches around. What I'm going to do now, this is going to be big enough around for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to crochet around and around again until I get to the height that I need. But my next row, I'm going to crochet in this back loop right here. So here you have your front loop right there on the front. You see this right here. And then here you have the back loop right here. So I'm going to single crochet in that back loop only for my next round. So I'm going to do 1 single crochet, and then I'm going to mark it, and then I'm going to continue all the way around doing 1 single crochet in each stitch. Alright, so you see how it's starting to turn inward? I want it to turn outward instead of inward, so I'm just going to shape it a little bit here so it turns out instead of in, because this is our right side and this is our wrong side, so we want to crochet around the outside. So now I'm just going to remove my stitch marker and I'm going to crochet through both loops now, and then I'm going to continue to do that until I get pretty much the height that I'm wanting. And this is my second round like this, just crocheting one single crochet all the way around. This is round number 2 for me. And remember, if you have a hard time keeping track of your rounds, then you can get one of these round counters here and just move that every time you move. Alright, so that was row 7, and now what we're going to do for row 8 is something a little bit different. So I'm just going to kind of figure out what the middle is here. So I'm thinking that somewhere right here is the middle. So I'm going to grab a couple of more stitch markers, and I'm going to mark some stitches so we can create some little handles here. So this is the middle, so I'm going to mark stitch right here. So this is, you fold it in half to get the middle, and then you are 2 stitches to the right of the middle on this side, and then you turn it over like this, and then you should have the same thing. So you should have 1, 2, 3, 4 from this middle stitch right here. So from that middle stitch you should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So that's what we got. We have 20. So now we're going to again do 1, 2 stitches, mark 2 stitches to the right of that middle stitch there. So now what we're going to do is we're going to single crochet around until we get to that marked stitch. So again, I'm going to do 1 single crochet in that first stitch or in the next stitch, and I'm going to mark it, and I'm going to single crochet all the way until I get to my marked stitch. Alright, and now I'm at that marked stitch, so I'm going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And now I'm going to skip 4 stitches. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 stitches that I skipped. I'm going to single crochet in that next stitch. So that 5th stitch is the one I'm single crocheting in. And now I'm going to keep on single crocheting around until I get to the green stitch, or to my next stitch marker, I should say. Alright, again, I'm at the stitch right before my stitch marker. So I'm going to do the same thing I did before. I'm going to chain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stitches. So now I'm going to skip 4 stitches. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to single crochet in that next stitch, so that'll be the 5th stitch. And then I'm going to single crochet all the way around until I get to my middle stitch marker, or to my first stitch marker, the one that shows me what round I'm on. Alright, so I'm back to that stitch marker. Now I can take both of these out. Take this one out, and I can take this one out. Set them to the side. Alright, so now I'm going to single crochet in the first stitch of the next row. I'm going to single crochet all the way until I get to my chain 5. Alright, so I'm at my chain 5 now, and so I'm just going to single crochet down the chain, and you'll have 5 single crochets in this chain. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 more, 5. And now you're just going to continue to single crochet like you have been doing. So down in the stitches that you've been working, and see how this makes this little handle here for you. Now if you wanted yours taller, go ahead and make yours taller before you start this chain. So now I'm going to do the same thing I did before. I'm going to work 1 single crochet in each chain. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So now I'm just going to continue my single crochet like before, 1 single crochet in each stitch until I get to my green stitch marker. Alright, so now if this was tall enough for you, you could actually just end right here if you wanted to. I think I'm going to do 1 more round of single crochets though. So this will be my round 10 of single crochet. So again, I'm going to mark the first stitch that I did. Now I'm going to do 1 single crochet in each stitch all the way around. Remember, this round will now have 42 because you made 2 extra stitches when you did your chain. See how it makes the handle just a little bit more girth in it there? I like that. Of course, you don't have to do that. You could have ended at row 9. Alright, now this is my final round, so I'm just going to slip stitch that first stitch that I made, and I'm going to tie off this and work in my ends, guys. Alright, now that we've fastened our yarn off and weaved in our ends, what we're going to do now is we're going to make our little cat ears for this. So I'm going to use a couple of my stitch markers, and again I'm going to go into that, looks like that very middle stitch there. I'm going to kind of mark that. So let's go even here. So this right here would be the middle stitch. I'm just marking that so I know where the middle's at, so it'll be even. Now I'm going to go on either side of this middle stitch, so I'm going to start here. So I'm going to start the 4th stitch, or actually the 5th stitch. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stitches to the right. So I'm going to insert my hook 5 stitches to the right of my stitch marker. And I'm going to just pull up a loop. I'm going to single crochet in that first stitch, the one I connected with, and the next 3. So you'll have 4 total. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And now I'm going to chain 1 and I'm going to turn. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a single crochet decrease. Actually, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to single crochet in the first stitch. So there's 1 single crochet, and now in the next, over the next 2 stitches, so those 2 middle stitches, I'm going to do a single crochet decrease. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert my hook into that next stitch, and I'm going to pull up a loop. So now I have 2 loops. I'm going to insert my hook in the next stitch, yarn over and pull up another loop. So I have 3 loops on my hook. So now I'm going to yarn over and pull through all 3, and in that last stitch here I'm just going to do 1 single crochet. And I do mine a little bit different on connecting them, so it's a little harder for me to work into this stitch, but I like that it doesn't come out and it's solid. Right, so that, now we chain 1 and we turn. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do our single crochet decrease first. So again, I'm going to insert my hook into that first stitch. I'm going to yarn over, pull up a loop, insert my hook in the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop. So I will have 3 loops on my hook now. 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to yarn over, pull through all 3. Now I'm going to do 1 single crochet in that last stitch. Now I'm going to chain 1 and I'm going to turn. So here I'm just going to do my single crochet decrease over these last 2 stitches. So I'm going to insert my hook, I'm going to yarn over, I'm going to pull through 1, so I have 2 loops. I'm going to insert my hook in the next stitch, I'm going to yarn over, pull through, and I have 3 loops again on my hook, and I'm going to yarn over and pull through all 3. And now I'm just going to tie this off. I'm going to leave it kind of long so I can weave it in really well. Then I'm going to go to my next one. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to insert my hook into this 3rd stitch. So you have 1, 2, 3 stitches from your hook. So I'm going to insert my hook there. And then I'm going to just attach my yarn. So you chain 1, and then I'm going to do my single crochet in that first stitch, so the one that I attached with, and then I'm going to do 1 single crochet in the next 3. So there's 1, 2, and 3. Then I'm going to chain 1 and I'm going to turn. So now I'm going to do 1 single crochet in the first, and just like before I'm going to do my single crochet decrease in the next. So I'm going to insert my hook, yarn over, pull up a loop. I have 2 loops on my hook. I'm going to insert my hook in the next stitch. I'm going to yarn over, pull up a loop. So now I have 3 loops on my hook. I'm going to yarn over, pull through all 3, and then on that next single crochet from the previous round, I'm going to do 1 single crochet, and I'm going to chain 1, and I'm going to turn. So again, I have 3 there. So I'm going to do 1 single crochet in the first. Then I'm going to do my single crochet decrease in the next 2. So I'm going to insert my hook in the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop. I have 2 loops. I'm going to insert my hook in the next stitch, yarn over, pull up another loop. So now I have 3 loops. I'm going to yarn over, I'm going to pull through all 3. Now I'm going to chain 1 and I'm going to turn. So now I have 2 single crochets left, so I'm going to do my single crochet decrease. So I'm going to put my hook into that first stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, insert my hook into the next stitch or the last stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop. Now I have 3 loops on my hook, and I'm going to just yarn over and pull through. And so this time what I'm going to do is I'm not going to fasten off here. So I'm going to do single crochets down this chain. So I've got 1, I should have 4 down this side, 2, 3, and 4. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a single crochet decrease over these 2 stitches, so the next 2 stitches here. So I'm going to yarn over, pull up a loop, start my hook in the next one, yarn over, pull up a loop. I have 3, and so I'm going to pull through all 3, and now I'm just going to do a single crochet all the way around until I get to right here. So 2 from where my next ear starts. And if you wanted to slip stitch this, you could slip stitch it also. But I don't mind adding just a little bit more height to this basket. But if you didn't want to add any more height, you could definitely slip stitch all the way around. Ah, one too many. Take that one out. Alright, so now I'm 2 stitches from my ear, so I'm going to do my single crochet decrease here. So I'm going to yarn over, pull up a loop, insert my hook in the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop. I have 3 now. So now I'm going to single crochet up this side. So I will have 4 single crochets up this side. There's 1, 2, 3, and 1 more in that kind of last little bit there. It's kind of hard to see that last one because we did our decrease there. Try to get 1 more on that side. I try to space them out as evenly as I can. Oops. Alright, so now I'm going to, at the top here, I'm going to chain 1, and then I'm going to go back down this other side. So I'm going to insert my hook in this other side, and I'll have 4 total on this side. Again, 1, 2, 3, and then 1 more is 4. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into this stitch right here. So the stitch that that you are coming out of the first 4 single crochets that you made to shape the ear. So I'm going to go into that same stitch and I'm going to do a decrease there. So I'm going to do my decrease over the next 2 stitches exactly like I've been doing. Then I'm going to take my stitch marker out. I'm going to do 1 single crochet in the next stitch, and then the next stitch I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to do my decrease. So I'm going to insert my hook in the next stitch, pull up a loop, insert my hook in the next bottom stitch there, pull up a loop, and now I'm going to single crochet up the ear again. So it's 1 single crochet in each of the ends of the rows. So you will have 4 on this side too. So there's 1, 2, 3. Sometimes it is easier if you grab it by the side a little bit. And 4. And now I'm going to chain 1, and I'm going to connect to that first single crochet that I did on the side. So I'm just going to slip stitch to that, and then I'm going to fasten off my yarn and weave in my ends here. Alright, so I made my little cat ears for my basket. It's super duper cute now, the little cat ears. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to grab some other yarn and maybe try to embroider a little bit of a nose and whiskers on this. Now I'm just going to grab my white yarn, cut a good little portion off here. And I'm going to grab my yarn needle to do this with, because I think it'll be a whole lot easier doing it with the yarn needle. My fingernails aren't as long as they were before. So I want to make just a little bit of a nose here. So let's find the middle somewhere around here, here. Let's say the middle's around here somewhere. All right, so, and I wasn't real scientific with this. You could be, you could start, you know, anywhere else that you wanted to. Again, I was not really scientific with this, so. Like, how big is a cat's little nose, huh? Alright, so for the cat's little nose here, I think I'm going to just put this in half a little bit so I can see what's about the middle there. Maybe this one right here is kind of sort of the middle. So this is going to be like kind of a little, oh, you know what, I did this from the wrong side. That wasn't smart. Let's do this from the back. Yeah. So now I'm just going to go up maybe 1, 2, and then I'm going to make the little triangle for the little nose and go over 2, 3 maybe. Maybe 3, I don't know. What do you think, 2 or 3? You know, the good thing about this is if I don't like it, we can always take this out. Oh no, I went over 1, 2. So I went over 2, that's not bad. I think that'll be cute. So I'm going back in the original one here. I'm just kind of going to, you know, embroider this. I think it'll be really cute. And really, I'm just not pulling it too tight, so I'm making a little triangle there. I'm going to go back in through the middle part to kind of build up its little nose there. And then I'm going to kind of just go back and forth, in and out, until I get up, you know, everything filled in the middle here. Alright, we got the little nose filled in. That's super cute. So maybe we should do a few whiskers now. What do you guys think about some whiskers? I don't know, I think whiskers would be kind of cute for the our little cat here. So maybe we'll, actually, you know what, maybe, let me see, where did I come out at this yarn at? So I came out here at the point. So let's go down maybe just a little bit and create us a little line right here so we can have a little mouth. That seems super cute for our little cat. Then maybe, let's see if we can make our cat smiling just a little bit. What do you think? You think our cat could smile a little bit? Maybe. So I'm just kind of eyeing this, to be honest with you. Here, so it looks like I did it on that one. So maybe I go 2 over from here. I don't know, that looks a little far away, doesn't it? Again, I'm just eyeing this right here. It does not have to be perfect at all. Or you may not even like this. You don't even have to do the little mouth and everything. So now what do you think? You think that our cat needs whiskers or not? So maybe we'll draw a few little bitty whiskers on our cat. How's that sound? So maybe right here. Again, I'm just kind of eyeing this, so maybe I'll just go in right there. We'll just make a couple little whiskers that connect there. That seems cute to me. You guys think that seems cute? Because I do think it seems kind of cute here. Oops. Maybe that's a little too far out. What do you think? And they don't have to be identical, obviously. You know, any cat that's whiskers is identical. I might want to, this one I may want to make a little bit longer actually. So why don't we do that? We'll make this one a little bit longer. See, you can go back over stuff that you've already done. There you go. I don't know. I think it's cute, guys. What do you think? Alright, so now we're just going to, actually I'll weave this in just a little bit right here. Just going in some back loops there. Oops. I'm going to cut my little string here. Now I'm going to cut this off yet again. And here we go, guys. Here's our cute little cat basket. I think this turned out super, super cute, and I can't wait to use my little basket, guys. I hope you love making this with me. Happy hooking, everybody.